He'll put a mark on this final game as we tip it off. Win or go home. And certainly the MVP of the tournament is a draft spot at stake in the new year.
All right.
And him goes crazy. He's going to get an early one. And just for fun, they've switched jerseys. So now you know the vibe is going to be in blue. Park Boys will be wearing the white. You know, just for fun,
yeah,
giggles.
Just to confuse us. Just keep it.
Yeah. Hey, but if I'm, you know, if I'm Park Boys, I'm like, hey, I want to play on that side. We played pretty well when we had the white uniforms on. Maybe we can get some love here. As Eduardo takes it to the rack and throws it down.
Yep. But as you said, Scott, winner take all. This is not though we play another game, it's not a best of 3 kind of series. It's just a reset. So this is it.
It's been amazing, the amount of coaches and staff from our current 23 NBA 2K League teams have shown up.
Yeah, for sure.
Certainly looking for that next gym, looking for the next Haza. And Knicks Gaming's here as well. Not only is Haza here, but Knicks Gaming's got their coach, Kyle Rudy. And they'll use the window. And it's off the mark as Jordy will bring it down. His first rebound of the game.
There's a guy who's proven that he can come in and get buckets, get rebounds, and be quite effective, but relatively quiet game en route to getting this reset. What happens if he kind of turns it on and Bajan goes off for another 26, something of that nature? Get real messy real quick.
I think whoever's the MVP of this game is the MVP of the tournament.
Okay.
I mean, it comes down to this. Who has the biggest game in the biggest game?
Yeah. Absolutely agreed.
2-point game here early. Scott Cole, Phil Visu with you. Hanging out at Gfinity. Down here, right next to Stamford Bridge, the home of Chelsea. We've had a great time. I'm not wearing blue or red. It should be okay going home.
Well, one would hope.
Yeah, match will be long over by the time we get out of here.
Yeah, you know it.
Eduardo.
Okay.
Got some space and one.
Nice. Super aggressive on that play.
Throws down the jam. He's going to get a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play as he has a quick 6 points for both of our point guards. And Ed will drop in the free throw. And I think the point guards can feel it. They know this is their moment. They can take over.
I agree.
Back to M goes crazy, and he rattles in a 3. We got a showdown here in London. 9-7. Go Crazy's got 9 points, 4 of 4 from the field. No assists because he's got all the points.
Just to remind everybody in the chat again, this is not a series. It's a
double elimination.
Double
tournament.
elimination. Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. So both teams with already one loss. So this is it. This is for all the marbles.
Decides it. Both teams in lower bracket. Only one can scrape their way out. Eduardo.
Yeah, sold out Hamzu. I mentioned that gift card to get it around the holidays. He will not be sending. Eduardo one there. That's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to miss a shot or get a turnover, so how about you throw up this prayer?
Yeah, you do it. You do it for me.
And on the other end, that's Hamzu going rim to rim, and this time he throws it down. That's his first bucket of the ball game. He's played well. I mean, we've had a lot of consistency out of our 20 players.
Right.
It's just who can rise above. That's another 3 ball.
That was clean.
Wow, Go Crazy is going crazy. He's got all 12 points.
He said, you put me in a last game situation, money on the line, I'll show you what I can do. This man is dragging his team, Scott, along with him. To the lead, to have the lead at that.
Decide the MVP. I know they're not asking us.
Nah, they don't even ask.
I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want that on my shoulders.
Scott, they don't even ask who we want for lunch, let alone
That's true.
an MVP vote.
Our lunch will be coming at 9 p.m. tonight.
Yep.
GMT. So the Park Boys bring it back to within a 1-point game. Remember, they've changed uniform colors. Park Boys are white.
Yep.
You know the vibe is now in the dark blue uniforms. There's Go Crazy. And what a shot block.
Yeah.
Go Crazy's like, no one else shoot it. Just let me shoot it. He's 5 for 5. The rest of the team's 0 for 3. Shot clock running down. Crazy looking at a dot in the corner. But Cholo can't knock it down. That would have been tough with the shot clock winding. Jordy gets it off to Go Crazy. They're going to have a second chance out of here. Here comes the double team. Step back three. It's green.
Ooh.
That means it's good.
Called it, too. We heard it all the way down here. All 15 points belonging to Go Crazy.
Some players show up in the biggest moments, and this has been our biggest moment. Here in the Invitational so far, he's got 15. All 15.
Really trying to make this MVP race extremely tight.
And Hamzu, couple behind the backs, and he drops down a triple. He's now got 5.
It's crazy. I mean, Go Crazy with the 15, as he's talked about, Scott, and then like the collective effort from the Park Boys just to keep themselves still just in a 1-point deficit. It's pretty crazy what we're seeing right now.
You know, someone starts hitting shots, and people in chat are like, what jump shot's that?
Just immediately.
I knew the jump shot number immediately.
Get that base real quick, partner.
Those are well-kept secrets.
Facts.
It's not anybody in the NBA, I can tell you that. They got to go with a numbered jump shot. Up ahead! And the left-hand jam by Aitor. He gets his first bucket of the game.
All right. No I in team, which means it'd be nice to see some of Go Crazy's teammates step up.
There is an I in Aitor.
That's true. Tore through that bucket. So give this man some help. Go Crazy's been doing it all.
And Bajan drops down a 3. You couldn't keep him quiet for long.
Right.
He's had 29 points over the last 2 games. 2-point game. Skips it across. Tough shot, clock running down, and it won't fall. That would have tied it at the end of 1, but it's an 18-16 lead with the first quarter gone by, and Go Crazy did just that. 15 points, 6 of 6 from the field, including 3 of 3 from downtown.
The man is playing possessed, right? If you ever wondered if he could indeed show up when it's time to show up, well, there you have it. And it goes back to your point earlier, Scott, from the last game regarding when things are going well, how much production you can get out of this young man. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start for him.
I don't know a lot of German. I just know the word Danke.
Yeah.
But I say that for when JLB throws down a big jam. But certainly, if I knew the word glitch in German, he would be it right now. He is going off.
Put a picture of him right in that dictionary, all right? Get the definition, because there ain't no other way to explain what he's doing right now.
Only
It's
German I know is from the Call of Duty 2. You know, the voice commands.
Oh, yeah,
That's all the German I know.
That's fair. That was relevant.
To the rack.
Oh.
In and out for Jordy. Can't get it to go. Here come the Park Boys back the other way. This is JLB. Gets it off to Eduardo. Eduardo now. Goes down to JLB. In the post. Got to fade away. And he'll knock it down.
Wow, clean delivery.
JLB goes straight. Kobe, he's got 4. 18-18. Final game of the Invitational. Winner go home. And Go Crazy misses his first shot. But right there to clean it up is the man from Wales, Jordy.
Yep.
4 rebounds, 2 points now.
Strong putback from Jordy. Let you know he's still very much so in this contest as well, despite Go Crazy being the offensive weapon.
People asking what build is Crazy at Guado on. The old sharpshooting playmaker. I've seen so many point guards used last year in season 2.
Yeah.
Reezy tried not to use it for a couple weeks, but even he said, all right, this thing's too OP.
It's hard to shy away from the best solution available. You know
Hey,
what I
they
mean?
call it the meta for a reason. And now we got a 22-18 ball game as quick 4-0 run here by the Park Boys.
Why would you ever want to handicap yourself anyway? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And I meant to say a 4-0 run by the guys from You Know the Vibe.
Yeah.
as Park Boys come back and make it a 2-point game. The changing of jerseys mixed with the jet lag is not cool.
It's so crazy. Unnecessary.
Knocks down the three. He's now 4 of 5. He's got 18 points in the first 8 minutes of play.
I'd argue that jersey change, though, might have changed his gameplay, too. Where the hell was this last game, Scott? A whole different individual we seeing. I ain't mad at him, though. He's delivering.
Knocked away. Dova comes up with a big turnover. 5-point ball game, and then we're going to have a foul. They're going to get that on a JLB. 5-point game. That was the first foul on Mr. JLB. Now go crazy at the free throw line. That's John. Off the mark.
Not quite.
Ball still loose. Comes down in the hands of Jordy. They're going to have another opportunity at it. Here for You Know the Vibe. Trying to win it here in the final. The alley in the oop. The lead is now 7, a 9-4 run here to start the quarter.
This thing has really ballooned out of control. And really almost you're just looking at them almost as if they're just kind of picking up where they left off. Trying to clean this play, Eduardo with no answer.
We've had special guests throughout every halftime. We'll continue that rolling, even with the extra game. Stick around for the halftime show, and certainly the second half is going to be phenomenal. Crazy pops the badge, but he turns it over. Up ahead, Hamzu. Now it's 7. I mean, Eduardo leading the way with 7 apiece for their team, but Go Crazy leads all scorers with 18. Let's see if he can use this badge. Gets into the paint, can't scoop it in. Sometimes you're better when you don't have the badge. You let the game come to you instead of forcing it. He turns it over and then misses a bucket. He's got a little bit left in that badge. See if he can use his playmaker abilities to get to the rim. He's got good handles. And gets all the way to the rim. He's able to finish.
Okay.
Pushes the lead back up to 7. 29-22. Under 2 minutes remaining.
Oh,
in the second. Nearly a turnover. Guardia, man, we haven't heard from him in a while, and they decided to use a timeout. Talk it over here with 1:49 to go in the half.
I think around this time, last point, Guardia had at least 8 or 10 points. This time, sitting on that goose egg, hasn't really gotten an opportunity to score. Missed his only 2 shots attempted, but.
The talk in the chat has been certainly the incredible shooting that we've had here in the grand final. And also, questions still coming in about, oh, what are they playing on? They playing on the new league build? No, this is Season 2's league build, 2K19, as they won't roll out Season 3 league build until the new year.
Yeah, nor should they. Take
your
time. Take your time with it.
Oh, there's a lot of testing that goes on, and a lot of it's just to try to level things out.
Sure.
Find out what's OP, and I certainly think we'll see more archetypes than we've ever seen going in until Season 3. It's going to be tough for the T-Wolves Gaming to get a chance to repeat with the players they lost.
A hell of a story if they are able to pull that off, but obviously we're a long way from that. We got to crown a winner here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you're Gen G and the Hornets, you're like, hey, if an expansion team can win the championship,
why
we
not
got
us?
high hopes.
Yeah, why not us? Definitely set a good precedent for those teams coming in.
That's John now. He's going to pull the trigger. Off the mark. Dova with a huge rebound, but he can't get it to go. Now Jordy's got a chance at it. He'll back it out. 8 to shoot. Crazy. He can't hit. Oh, once again Crazy. No. He made his first 4 3-pointers, but he's missed his last 3. That's the definition of streaky. John Starks would be proud. Bill has no idea who John Starks is, so we'll keep moving on. 29-22.
Yeah, he's right.
That John. Over to Go Crazy.
Okay.
Steps inside and knocks down the 2. He's now got 22.
I mean, this guy's got to just have the green light to just shoot anything he wants at this point, Scott. Like, how are you going to tell him no when collectively the other members of your team have scored, have not even reached double digits?
Swag in the chat wants to know what's your favorite part of London so far, Phil?
My favorite part of London, I'd like to say Big Ben, but for some reason y'all want to keep it under a tarp for the last year. How long does it take to renovate a clock?
You ever drop your watch off at one of those places? It takes a while, man. If it takes the watch store like 3 months to get your watch back, imagine that big thing.
The collective force of the Queen's Empire
Maybe
should
they're
be able
going
to
digital.
get that done in
Maybe
about
they're
a month.
going digital with Big Ben. You never know.
Well, all right. I don't know military time, so I'll take it.
Final seconds here in the first half, 33-22.
Wind him down, baby.
Hamzu. They can't hold it for the final shot here. But they're starting to run away with this thing, Phil.
Yeah. This is an absolute problem that they're going to need to discuss at the half.
And Dova gets absolutely rejected with 10 seconds to go here in the first half. They will retain possession, though. They can hold it for the final shot.
But even just looking at the gap, Scott, in terms of points, it almost feels like we're playing the same game. You know, just a continuation.
They changed
from last
uniforms.
time. Yeah.
But it's just as ugly for the Park Boys.
Exactly.
And Ben John, no. Can't get it to go. But the damage has been done. Go crazy with 22 points in the first half. You can see it. 4 of 8 from downtown. He made his first 4 threes. Actually missed his last 4. As we're getting close to the halftime show, we'll have a special guest. And that'll give the opportunity for the Park Boys to maybe regroup.
Yes.
Because right now it's looking like You Know the Vibe has an opportunity to take this whole thing. Come on back.
And you disappointed him.
I like Emerald too.
All right, we get back to the third quarter as we had a timeout before we even got going there. So 33-22. Frank, what does the Park Boys got to do to get rolling here? They won 2 in a row, and now they're about to lose 2 in a row.
I know. I think right now it's just the PG play. If he can cut down the turnovers, slow down the pace of the game, get them playing their Park Boys ball, I think they'll be okay. And I feel like with the JLB, he has to step up. He's 3 for 3, but he's got to ask for the ball more. He's got to be more aggressive.
I think the same thing, you know, surprised we didn't see Mario here in the final, but
That's my guy, man.
it's hard to be aggressive like in an invitational.
Yes.
You know, if you're in a regular season game and you're Rainbow, you're like, just give me the ball.
Yeah.
Right?
So true, so true. But JLB, I've been watching him from the stage. He's talking. I think he's going to realize that he's have to step up, take more shots, be the catalyst to help calm the team down.
That's kind of what I said, like, at the start of this, you know, before this contest even began in the last one. I was like, he has to be the voice. Like, he's got the veteran leadership. He has the presence. We've seen him be vocal plenty of times, and he has the ability as well. But, like, he's just been kind of surprisingly clamped up, if you will.
No, definitely.
I haven't heard anything from
I
him.
mean, maybe JLB hasn't put up the stats. I can't remember him having a bad game.
No, he didn't have the bad one. Yeah, no.
And certainly the scouts that are watching around the league, you know he's already got league experience. That's got to be worth something. And if you go through that season one with Dallas, like, you deserve some sort of badge of honor, because that was an absolute mess as that season went on.
Yeah, it was difficult. But I'm also looking at the lock. I feel like Big Boy has to start locking down crazy. That's what it comes down to, you know. Because look at the team. They're shooting out very well offensively. It's 12 for 17. It's not bad. That's
right.
He's got jacked
Their
up
other
one
team's
time.
taking 33 shots.
Exactly.
You know, you got a 16-point shot, you know, differential here. Of course, Frank joining us at the desk. Visu, Scott Cole with you. This is it. This is the final half from London. And Frank, it's sort of bittersweet.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
Like one of these things where you don't really want it to come to an end.
Can I put you guys on the hot seat for a second?
Sure.
You watched all the games. Who you looking at for MVP? Like, what's your choice?
Like, if
You had to breathe.
Give me some time. I'll go first.
You go first.
All right. If you're looking at this game, like you're saying, go crazy is going crazy, but you have to put the whole 2 days together, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
And he would have to score 40, I think, to get it. I'm not sure who off that team.
It's true. Welsh Jordy's a fan favorite. If you were in the
Yeah,
chat,
that 20-point game, that was huge.
He's a good player.
I think if the Park Boys win it, it's Eduardo, and maybe you do have to give the nod to either Bad John or them go crazy.
No, definitely. Even though Bad John's having a bad shooting game in this game, but he's performed well in the last 2 games.
He's incredible. I mean, and you can make the same case though for go crazy.
Definitely.
Not, particularly the greatest of scoring affairs in the last one, but look at this, what he's come out and done and just delivered ridiculous numbers.
Definitely.
And they're winning, too. They're winning as well.
See, I agree with you guys about the MVP should come out the championship game. But if I had to pick, like, my personal favorite person I like to watch the most has been Mario. I think he's performed very well. He looked very Ramos-esque to me. Like, he's taken over. The problem with the post-scoring bill is that it's a very low possession game.
Yeah.
So if you get down, it's hard to come back from that. So, which is what they experience watching. But he played very well. He was shooting threes from the corner. He played phenomenal. But, there's no MVPs for second place.
It's hard to say anyone's a lock, but from this region, Mario certainly, I think, will be a lock in the draft.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure he needs to be the MVP.
No, definitely.
But some of the other guys we named, they might need to be an MVP to be in the 150, to be in the discussion on draft day.
There were some standouts, though. I mean, Guna had a great game, then had a struggle the second game, but he played very well when he needed to. Raphael played well also. There's a couple of guys that stood out to me. Welsh Jordy, like I said before.
And I think it's important to phrase to people who might not be familiar with our drafting process. Yeah, there's the 150, but not all of those players are going.
I think there's 65, 68 spots somewhere in there, and so
it is a shark tank.
And you're certainly going to have some players that didn't get retained that are going to be hot on that list.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of newcomers that have certainly been tearing it up in Pro-Am that will go in the first round.
But if I'm a GM, similar to what the Knicks did last year, I could take a chance on Ahaza, and if he performs well, now he's retained. Like, there's an opportunity there. Like, these players have opportunity to come in, do their job, make an impact on the team.
Right.
Don't ever think that it's not an opportunity. You make it to the draft pool, anything can happen.
And I think some of these successful teams already have 4 guys locked up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you're a B5, if you're a 76ers, you could slide a guy right in because you got some versatility on your squad to maybe move some of those chess pieces around.
And they're likely already the veteran pieces of that team. B5 and 76ers have had their cornerstone pieces for so long and been so effective and so successful.
And it was
No
interesting.
reason to make some changes.
A lot of the players, not to cut you off, sorry, but a lot of the players were saying they would love to play for the Celtics, and the Celtics just need a 6-man. So that might be the perfect place. Like, Rico, they want you.
Yeah. Let them know.
45-29. This one's starting to maybe get a bit out of hand as Welsh Jordy just a bucket away from a double-double all of a sudden.
Might be a bucket away from rolling an episode of Filled Up to kind of get some of this tight.
We're not that desperate.
Are we opening the floodgates yet? Are we almost at that point?
It's getting rough.
This is crazy. And, we had this conversation, Frank, about do you want to be the team that sits around and thinks about the matchup, or do you want to be
just go right in?
The guy that's got the hot hand and keeps going. It's working right now for these guys.
But yeah, definitely. I think that's an advantage because you don't have to take time to get nervous. You're just going right into the next game, and then you keep playing, get stronger as you keep going along. This is the great example of that. I was talking to DBG and JD about it. It was like the team that's the underdog's probably going to win this because they have the opportunity to never have to sit down. They'll be locked in from beginning to the end. So.
Before we got to let you go here at the end of the quarter, Swag in chat, who I don't know, is asking everybody, what's their favorite part of London? So what's been your favorite part so far?
Well, I mean, my favorite part, I cannot lie, was watching Phil eat a jelly eel. Maybe even Guna actually was better because he had so much jelly on his eel. I was so proud of him because I couldn't do it. They asked me, I told Matt and them, no, I apologize, I can't, I'm not the one, but he picked up.
I'm not up on the slang. Jelly on the eel, is that?
Yeah, I mean, he could.
It was quite literally.
It
was quite literally jelly on on an eel, and apparently it's considered a delicacy around here.
Yes.
A guy compared it to caviar. I'm not putting that crap on my crackers. Okay. There is no comparison at all. No disrespect to you fine English folks. I'd like
How
to
does it compare
make it out of
to
here in one
Popeye's
piece.
chicken sandwich?
That's my opinion.
Is it on that level?
Come on, man. You know that sandwich slaps. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. Oh, this guy.
Well, we got a timeout here in the third. 47-32. And this one is really slipping through the fingers of the Park Boys, who were the favorites. We're thinking, like, hey, these guys are going to win 3 games. They're going to get the prize back from champion. We're going to have an MVP, and we're going to move on.
It's kind of wild when you think about it, right? From undefeated to more than likely going to drop 2 back-to-back. I mean, that just kind of goes to show you the fight that, you know, the Vibes had in them. I mean, this was a team that I don't feel like it didn't have any of our storyline players on it, right? So it was easy to kind of let these guys go under the radar. We know how bad they suffered one of those losses and things of that nature. So you weren't really paying attention to them. But that's the whole point of Invitational, right? I'm going to make you see me. I'm going to make you pay attention. You're going to remember my name. And all 5 of these individuals have done a great job of that, especially Go Crazy, who a lot of people in the chat are saying will be the MVP.
It's interesting, though. Like, this is, you know, heat check, gut check time for Eduardo and Park Boys. I think they got to really take another time out if they have one available and say, hey, look, this is now or never. We want to make a run. We want to continue this historic run that we got to get here. We got to do it now. Yeah. So this is the time. They only got 1 more quarter left.
Yeah, we're coming down to the 4th quarter. I appreciate you joining us, Frank.
Thank you for having me.
See you back stateside.
Yes,
Season 3 will be here before we know it.
Draft, baby. I can't wait.
And great.
Hey, while we got a chance, plug the show.
Oh, BFW Live. The time changes, but it's always every Friday. You can catch us either in the morning or the evening time. Look out for us on Twitter, NBA2K League, and you'll see the times and dates.
Check out the show.
Yes,
it's entertaining. You're gonna learn something too.
Check out Filled Up, please.
Yo, what up? We're doing great things with the league, man.
I guess I gotta give me a show, but my show is like to broadcast the game.
Yeah, that's the greatest show.
With 47-32, there's not much here. Thank you so much, Frank, for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Back, and a happy holiday to you, my friend.
Yes, yes, yes.
So 47-35, Phil. We need a comeback here by the Park Boys to make this thing interesting.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's gonna go way of the last game, in which it was just essentially a blowout in those last 3 minutes, and here you got just over 5 to compete and play, so there's still plenty of room for opportunity, but you got to find some stops, right? There's been no defensive stops. They have made no kind of stand on that side of the court, and you're just seeing things just blow up out of control.
We might be having an impromptu filled up here. I see these snacks have found their way back to the desk.
I truly hope not.
Prawn cocktail chips. Not sure about that. The Wutsits, sort of like maybe a cheese.
Why is Mariah Carey on this?
It's holiday, man. If you don't have Mariah Carey on something in the holidays, you're just not doing it right.
I've had enough of this place.
49-35. Come on, London over Baltimore at least. Come on.
Well, facts. Come on, man.
JLB, we've had a tremendous time here in London.
Yeah.
Can't wait to come back. There might be a team here one day. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be amazing.
I don't think it'd be crazy. I think, I'm not saying it's a certainty, but certainly Europe is going to have some teams.
If the league keeps trending the way it is, I'd say it's an inevitability at this point, right? You can't tell me that's not going to happen. Same with Madrid, right? We were talking about that as well. There's a lot of talent out there we'd love to see get involved, and what a talented performance the Vibes is putting up. I mean, 51 points here. That's a tremendous lead, 14 points to be exact.
Dirk, the former caster, which is his gamer tag now, says in chat that the prawn cocktails are the go-to move. So I would not eat those at all.
Okay.
Dirk likes something, you gotta get away from it.
That tends to be my philosophy.
51-37, up ahead. I know he won't get any MVP votes, but Pocholo is probably the reason that they're going to win this championship at the Pure Lock. He has given point guards absolute fits over these last 4 games.
And you really can't argue with the success, too. Somebody as gifted as Eduardo, we've highlighted throughout the entirety of this weekend. He hasn't even hit double digits, Scott. We're halfway through the 4th. He has been kept in check. His assist total is only in 2 as well. He's just been completely taken out of the game, and he was going to be one of those cogs to this truck of getting through everything and winning.
There's the man from Spain in the lower left-handed corner, Pocholo Fiesta. When you see guys at the shooting guard position, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But he's come out in that Pure Lock, and he's made a difference as the lead, getting back up to 20, and this is almost a certainty. In my mind, we're going to have an upset here.
I mean, is it even fair to call it an upset? I mean, at this point, they got the data from the first game, and they come in and won a fluke.
They got beat by 29, pushed to the lower, I call it the loser's bracket. They call it the lower bracket over here.
Well, it's trying to be nicer.
Yeah, it is a bit more PC. But they've turned it into the winner's bracket. I can tell you that, because they've They have charged their way through with coming up on 4 straight wins, and there's some more salt in the wound. You're gonna get that foul on Dova. Dova's had a nice invitational. And JLB will step to the stripe. He's got 11. I think JLB's played well enough for him to get a look, especially with his experience in season 1. I think that's a plus up. If you've gone through Dallas, you can play anywhere.
You're battle tested at that point.
But Go Crazy's got a double-double now. 25 and 10. He's put the team on his back.
Off of and pretty efficient shooting at that.
It's between him and Jordy, in my mind. Jordy now with a double-double as well. 12 points, 12 rebounds. I think it comes down to, you know, what are you more impressed by? Point guard play or the guy on a pure glass that's been dominant?
If I could dissect, from my point of view, you got to give it to Go Crazy, because throughout the beginning of this contest, man, he scored their first, 12, 15 points single-handedly, right? He was the guy who just kind of towed the line and kept him in this thing. And obviously, Jordy, he's been impressive, no doubt about it, but his double-double's been a little more quiet and come after those efficient performance that you saw from Go Crazy. I think he started out hot, he got others involved, and he's finishing hot, and he's the catalyst of why this team is going to win.
Everybody in chat is wondering, you're going to announce the MVP on stream. Yeah,
yeah, no doubt.
That's the final thing we'll do before saying goodbye from London.
We got y'all.
We got some amazing gifts to give away to the champs from our friends at Champion. And like one-of-a-kind things too. Like, you know, I'm like, hey, can I get some of that? They're like, nah, this is just for this event. I'm like, oh man.
Sold out. I'm like, it's right there.
No suit for you. 2:27 to go. It's a 14-point game. Park boys are going to need a miracle to get back into this one. A little bit of magic. Eduardo finally getting off the cold ring. He's been living on it.
Same. I can't remember the last time I saw him without it. It goes back to your testament to how well he's been locked up.
11-point game. That's a big 3. That's a start. And they got a turnover.
Uh-oh.
Maybe this thing's not over yet. And JLB can't make the layup.
Oh.
Point blank range, and it won't fall.
Yeah, you kind of just expect that to be automatic.
Pacholo. Only 2 points, but we've certainly given him a lot of credit. Both him and Raphael have probably been the best locks we've seen here at the 20. Really defensive-minded. Those two gentlemen. Back to a 13-point game. Coming up on 90 seconds to go, Phil.
Yeah. It's definitely been, well, had the potential to be a nail-biter, but right now it's just a head shaker. At this point, like, what the heck happened?
You know the vibe. 127 away.
Oh.
And a 3 from the outside. Won't go. And it's going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to go to, I think, who's going to be our champions. Let's Go Crazy, and you know the vibe. A double-double for him, a double-double for Jordy. The man making his way down from Wales. That's going to be a tough decision. I'm glad I'm not making that decision between those two guys. Not taking anything away from Mario. Hamzu has certainly played well in this game. A losing effort. 17 points. And I think if you ask all 20 guys, they certainly might want to play a little bit better than they did. But what an honor it is to be named, you know, to be invited as one of the top 20 players in all of Europe.
And you can argue, you know, like, MVP doesn't necessarily have to mean the best player, right? But you certainly had the best performance.
I think it's the best player on the best team. That's the mindset I always take.
Yeah, and that's what it should be.
Hard to be the MVP when you're not the champ.
Yeah.
You have to play really well.
Or in the final, like
Mario would have to put up 40 a game or something like that. 60-49. Now we'll step to the line for Jordy, a chance to add some more points to his resume. And can't hit the first. Steps to the stripe one more time for Jordy, and this one rolls around and down. 13 points, 13 rebounds. A 61-49 ball game. It's all but over. You know the Vibe is going to win 4 in a row.
Disgusting. En route.
And that roster of Go Crazy, Pacholio at the lock, Badjong hit some amazing shots to get him here. That big 26-point game.
Yep.
Dova, he's been incredible down there at the power forward. He's been playing athletic build, and when his numbers got called, he certainly knew what to do with it. 12 points in this ball game, and then Jordy. In my mind, and I could be well off, but I think it comes down to Go Crazy and Jordy.
Yeah, no, I would.
Who's going to be the pick? Are you going to?
I would 100%.
The point guard or the guy that's down there in the trenches?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. And again, I just, as close as it is, I just tip my cap to Go Crazy just based off the start, right?
He set the tone, right?
Single-handedly outscoring the other team and being the only one putting up points, you know, keeping them afloat before everybody else eventually did start going, right? And Jordy certainly did get going inevitably with that another solid double-double. And he's been solid throughout the entirety of this tournament.
I got to get you down to South Carolina on a filled up. Go to a place called Wade's, a little meat and 3.
Yeah.
A little cornbread.
Okay. Book it, Matt.
There's also a place down there called The Beacon, but it was on Dives, Drives, whatever that show is with that crazy guy.
Yeah, that guy.
I know the name of the show, but I like to give Guy Fieri a hard time.
His time's up.
13-point win. There is your champions. You know the Vibe in the first ever NBA 2K League Invitational here in Europe. And they win 4 in a row to take the crown. They are the champions in all of Europe. Be a tough decision on who's going to be the MVP. We tip our cap to all 20 competitors.
Absolutely.
Park Boys looked like they were going to be the favorite. But it came down to it. Couldn't stop the hot hand of You Know the Vibe.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's just something about, you know, not only being able to kind of get back into get into grand finals, but being able to take out the team that humiliated you. You did that solidly. You come through, you get that first game. You're just like, at this point, we're playing with house money. We have nothing to lose at this point, okay? All the pressure is on your side, and we force you to drop 2 back-to-back to get to complete the backdoor sweep.
The only drama left is who's going to be the MVP, and of course the champions. Phil, get an opportunity. I mean, pun intended. They're going to get this incredible, one-of-a-kind bag of goodies from our good friends over at Champion.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I did take a little peek in there. I'm quite jealous.
I know. I made sure you didn't take anything with you.
That's petty, but it's
I know.
accurate.
I noticed they made you like put your book bag over there.
Yeah, that's true. But that was
Got some cool champions.
That's for
They get the
aesthetic
one-of-a-kind.
You know?
They've certainly earned it.
Definitely.
And of course, on the other side of the break, we will finally know who is going to be the MVP of this first ever European Invitational. Phil, it's been a blast, man.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you back in the States, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Scott Cole back with you here in London at G. Finney Arena. And of course, you know the Vibe, running 4 straight games off. And so now your MVP of our first ever European Invitational, Go Crazy. Getting it done.
Thank you.
And we were talking a little bit before we got on camera here. It didn't look good after that first game. You guys got flooded.
Yeah, we got flooded bad the first game. Yeah, it was bad.
What happened in the last game, though? All of a sudden, you were like, now I know why your gamer tag is what it is, because you literally went crazy.
The mentality changed a lot. Like, the first game we saw, we got flooded, but we got that one out of the way, and after that, it went up. Like,
what about your teammates? You know, you guys,
Man,
some of you all played before, some of you haven't played
yeah.
before together, but really a team effort out there.
it was a team effort. I'm proud of every single one. Like, we had Budgeon stepping up the game before that. We have Doorway stepping up, and Jordy, that's not even his...
Jordy was big.
That's not even
he
his,
was big.
Yeah, that's not even his main position. He was playing very well,
Couple double-doubles out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast that we were talking it through, but as the MVP, you are automatically in the draft pool coming up.
I didn't know that. That's
How
nice.
does that make you feel?
That makes, that's great. That's great.
That's not a bad holiday present.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Does that take a little bit of the pressure off?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm happy about that. Thank you.
Well, what do you got to say to those 23 teams now that you're in the 150? Why choose you?
I mean, I can do everything you asked me to do, so get me.
Yeah, I think he proved it. We've had an amazing time here from the crew, the staff, all the fans. We want to wish you a safe and happy holiday. And here from the NBA 2K League, we will see you in the new year. Goodbye from London.